fuck it. Yo, what up, squad? It's your boy SB ripping the crazy. I'm with my boy.
What's up, guys? KRONIKZ here. How you doing?
We're doing something new. A FIFA 17 podcast. Let's get started. Alright.
Okay.
How our teams went this week? You go first.
Chelsea against Leicester. They went. You could say they went pretty good. First half, they controlled it. You could say the plays that they done were pretty good. Second half, even as well, we sat back a bit, and also there's some chances that you could say Leicester could have taken to come back into the game, but in the end, well-deserved 3 points, and as well, we controlled the game, you could say, pretty well.
Yeah, it was a great game. In my opinion, watching it, we were together watching it. Tribute for William's mum, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Costa being consistent as he is recently, which is something that you need since when you won the comp. That's how he played when you won the comp. He was consistent.
Yeah, consistent scoring goals, which we need right now.
And not only that, Hazard's playing well as well, which is what you need. And your defense is actually playing well, not like they played recently.
Not like they played against Arsenal and bloody Liverpool. I'm sorry, Gary Cahill, if you play like that again, man, just get solved, please.
You love him, man. You love him. Best player in the comp.
Sometimes I'm happy with him, like other fans should be, but other times he's just horrendous, like freaking Ivanovic as well. But now since they're playing well, they should stick to that momentum, at least keep it going, build it up, and yeah.
So, which of the new signings this year have made such a big difference, you reckon? I can't believe that went in.
The new signings, you could say, that's made a difference. You got a couple. Maybe you got you could say from
Kante?
I could say Kante, yeah, for sure. You've got as well, I think, yeah, Nolito.
Who?
Your guy Nolito.
Ah, I'm talking about your team.
Oh, for South team, then yeah, probably the only person, the signing of the season for us would be Kante.
What about Alonso?
Made a difference. Oh, Lonzo's played alright so far, the games I've watched.
And
The system is pretty new as well, playing 3-4-3. But will it continue on work in the Premier League? We'll have to wait to see the other games.
I reckon it could. They got a strong team. Conte, like every other coach, it takes a while for them to adjust. Like Klopp didn't start well in his first year. Klopp started terrible in his first year.
Even though in his first season he made a couple finals at least.
Even Mourinho's gonna take a while, especially with the team that he has. And I hate Man U, and I'm even saying that you just have to wait. It's not like we were talking about ages ago when Mourinho signed, and we were saying, like, remember when Pogba got signed and everyone was like, oh, they're gonna win the comp, and me and you like, calm down. It takes a while to adjust. It's like how I'm shocked how City's adjust so well this year.
Yeah,
like
that are 4 or 5 games in, and you guys know how to play almost as good as possession as Barca.
Exactly. But that's the thing. That's why he's kept a certain amount of players. He's changed a lot, but he's kept a lot of players as well. Same as yous.
Yeah,
Yous don't really have to change a lot. All yous needed was another good defensive mid. And Kante is probably... Exactly, especially the way he played for Leicester. Leicester played alright. I didn't understand why Mahrez was on the bench though. Like, I understand you got the Champions League this. They had the Champions League this week, and as well they won, which is a bonus. So
Yeah.
Rainier,
So they might have been just focusing on that instead of wearing out themselves against Chelsea.
well, like he said, do you remember when he said when they made the Champions League? He goes, "It's the Champions League. That's all we care about." They won the BPL, so they're probably like, "What's the point of focusing on the BPL this year?"
Yeah.
They didn't make that much new signings anyway.
It will be a bit more harder if they're trying to actually go back to back.
Yeah, exactly. How many teams have ever gone back to back? Not many. There's a lot
That's
of...
Man U. That's all. That's it.
Doing Arsenal?
Even Arsenal back in the Invincible year.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what? I'm like, I swear Arsenal did.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, oh, with us, I don't know how to feel. I go for City. In my opinion, I would have focused on the midweek game instead of the game against Everton. I would have probably... Well, he kind of did, but he kind of didn't at the same time. But the biggest problem is the players that Guardiola's loaned out. Like, the players that he could play instead of what's it called? Instead of loaning them out, he could have used a lot of these players that we have. Like, in my opinion, Dene, he should have kept him. Because he would have been a good player to play in the Champions League. And who else?
As well, you could say Nasri.
Nasri.
That guy's been very unlucky with injuries as well.
Exactly. That's the problem. Is he willing to take the risk on such a injury-prone player? But see, that's as well. He could have used him in the league instead of the Champions League, which would have, especially the way he's been playing lately. Wow, you missed.
I don't know how I missed that. I don't know.
Wow, we're killing them. They haven't even had a shot. Anyway, like, who else is there? There's Nasri. I hate to say, I'm not saying this because I'm Australian, but I would have probably kept Moy. But if I was them, yeah, Huddersfield. If I was them right now, from what I've been hearing is that Guardiola's been looking at him, which there's no surprise, and there's the biggest problem with us is our midfield. Like, what happens when De Bruyne gets hurt?
Damn it.
Our team's very injury prone. Probably the most, in my opinion, the most injury prone team in the comp. I reckon we're worse than Liverpool and Arsenal. Yeah, but our players get missing. Arsenal's just players get injured. Ours, the team gets injured in the most important part in the season. Even the year that we won it, the first one, Company got injured in like during the middle of the season, and that's why people didn't think that.
Big games as well during that game.
Exactly, and we lost those games. That's the thing. Like when we versed Liverpool, the next year, not the next year, but the year that Stevie G did that slip. Yeah,
just gave it to Bach pretty much.
And Company got injured. Company got injured that game against. No, was it Company or Toure? Or was it both of them that they got injured? And that's why we lost to Liverpool.
Well, that Philippe Coutinho goal.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And I forget who it was. One of them got injured. But Arsenal need a number 9. They can't rely on Walcott.
Yeah, that's true. They can't rely on him.
But
even as well, Giroud's alright, but he's sometimes as well not as much as consistent.
But is it like Thierry Henry said that Who was it? Was it Thierry Henry? Or was it Carragher that said that this is a year that Walcott has to step up since he's a veteran?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Thierry Henry.
It was one of them. I remember it was either, or it was like Martin Tyler or something like that. They said, they go, this is a year that Walcott has to step up. Because Walcott hasn't stepped up since, I don't know. Has he ever stepped up?
You could say in some games he stepped up,
But not
other
consistently.
games he's just been freaking. Sorry, he's been quiet.
So good.
Which he needed to play.
Exactly. Alright, we'll end this segment because then we'll go. Oh, well, not end the segment, but we'll continue on to another league. Alright. How do you feel about Western Sydney? After the terrible game that we had in the derby.
After the game against Adelaide was better, how they played, even though conceding first by Enrique, slipping and actually having a shot, which I don't even know how he scored.
Slippery fish, mate. Slippery fish. Well, the thing was, Jack Clisby had to switch to centre back because Aspro.
No one was marking.
Yeah, exactly. So Aspro had to spread to the wing, because if you see during the goal, Aspro goes to Clisby goes to Aspro. He goes, you have to mark my man, because they were getting outnumbered because Clisby was in the midfield because he lost the ball, and he's like, you could tell, like, he's pointing at Aspro to mark his man, and that guy, well, who was it? Was it Kiko?
I think so, yes.
Because that was what time was that on? Like, what minute?
Wasn't it like when they first scored, maybe the 20th minute, 25th? Son of a... Guys, that's not what should happen in a podcast, but anyways.
It's all good. I'll talk. Yeah, we played good. We played better. But, like, everyone's talking about should Sanalab start. And that's my...
Strict scores a brace.
But that's my question. Should he stay on the bench because he's a super sub? Because, in my opinion, he makes more impact off the bench than on the bench. I mean, Blair, yeah, coming on. I prefer him coming off the bench than starting. Yeah. We've been following Western Sydney since they've started, and ever since Sanalab's been in the only time Sanalab's played well when
is always coming off the bench.
Actually, no, during the ACL, but he never came off the bench during the ACL. He started.
My bad.
The only time he came off the bench was when he injured his shoulder. And he had to come back from injury. But the problem is that we didn't play the way we play in the second half. We play better in the second half than first half lately. From last week. Like, Bullet doesn't have the options that Sanalab has. When Sanalab comes on, the defense is dead. Go yourself. When Sanalab's normally like alone.
Well, how did he save that? I'm sorry.
And not only that, Nico's on when Sanalab's on. And he's probably, what do you reckon, second best signing that we've made this year?
You can even say the Japanese.
That's what I'm saying. That's who my first is, Shumpei. In my opinion, Shumpei is probably the best signing that we've done this year. I can't wait for that midfield to click, cause that is an insane midfield. Shumpei, Nichols, Dimas, and who am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anyone?
You're forgetting the other.
What we were talking about was Western Sydney's midfield. Who would you start in the midfield? Would you start, from what you've seen so far, would you start Nico? Alright, wait, hold on. Hold on, you talk, someone's calling me.
Say the way he started in the sub against Sydney, probably for sure. I'd have him, I'd have Jumpai, I'd have Nichols in the midfield as well. I'd have maybe Dimas or Pinatares. So that'd be my four. That'd be my four for the midfield. Question is, will it click? Will it click like that straight away? We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully these guys can actually perform well. This week matchup, I'm pretty sure we're up against Newcastle, so it will be an interesting contest. Those guys came away with a win as well, so this should be interesting to see. I'll double check with you guys. Okay, once.
What are you talking about?
So Wanderers are at home, so that should be an interesting game
To Newcastle.
to Newcastle.
Mate, Newcastle's been playing well. They're very underrated. Like, in my opinion, but alright, wait, I'll talk about that later, that part. So what were you saying before that?
I was just saying who I would start up. I'd start up Nico, Jumpai, I'd start up Nichols, maybe Pinatares or Dimas as
the midfield. We play with 5 in the midfield.
Or you could have
Yeah, we play. No, that's 5.
or Lustica as well.
That's 5. What you just said. We play with 5. We play with 5 in the midfield. In my opinion, the same. To be honest, like it's complicated between. Actually, I got a question. Would you play Soteria if he's fit? Because Soteria is injured right now.
The way he went in pre-season,
I would actually think of putting Soteria in the midfield because
for playing as a cam.
I would play like if Nico's not fit yet, I'll put Soteria instead of Lustica. Because Soteria, from the way he played in the preseason, he played really well. Or I would completely cut Lustica off, and to be honest, I would put Lachlan Scott when he comes back as a striker. I would play 2 up front, cause Lustica, he hasn't grown on us yet. Like, he hasn't grown into the team.
But you could say as well, we did get rid of half of our players and we did bring in some new faces. So
yeah, but seriously, how often can we say that? Look at City. City got rid of half of their club. Yeah, it's like we say that every year. We can't keep on saying that. Like, look at Melbourne. Look at Melbourne City.
The game against
Melbourne City got rid of half of their club, and look how well they're playing. And that was KU's first game. And
what a goal he scored.
It's like we can't every year we've made that excuse. But that's the main question. Is Popper used to doing that now? Because it worked in the first year that we made it We won the comp. Is that just like his common thing that he's always gonna get rid of certain players? Not only that, the cap doesn't help.
Yeah.
The A-League cap isn't really that great when you think about it. Like, in my opinion right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Melbourne City or Sydney FC are over the cap. Because
I wouldn't be surprised either, yeah.
I was listening to wait, I'll talk about this later when we get onto the other teams of the week. Anyway, Western Sydney, we'll talk about who they have to verse this week. We'll just add that. Us against Newcastle, that's gonna be a difficult game.
Even then, they came away with a win.
Against Brisbane, but still Brisbane didn't have Mackay because of his red card the week before, which was stupid. Like, the referees in the A-League, the referees, the refs in the A-League aren't that great, but as well, the referees in general aren't really that great. Cause, yeah, just in general, like. But see, we're reasonable fans. Like, we won't blame the referees on the reason why we lost certain games.
Yeah.
Even though last year that Melbourne City game, but anyway, no one remembers that. And we thanked everyone that the referee actually retired that year. Remember? Your mate?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was last year. But we're talking about the next game, right? Talking about that. Would you wait for Nico to get fit, or would you start him now?
I'd start him sub. Let him get at least 20 minutes.
What do you mean starting sub?
For him to get fit. I mean, let him come off the bench and actually get his game time.
Or do you do what we did to? Who was it? It wasn't us. What team was it that they started their marquee and then he would come off? Was it Sydney with Del Piero? That even though he wasn't match fit, they still started him anyway? Because this is the thing. Do you prefer him to come off the bench and make an impact like Sanalab? Or do you prefer him to start the game? I know why they put him off the bench, because he's not match fit. But or is it that they're just doing what they do with Sanalab, that he's an impact player coming off the bench? I wouldn't mind seeing him start at least one game. And why not in the next 2 weeks? We got Central Coast and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Those are the perfect games. That's who it was. Do you remember Perth with Castro last year? That they would start him, and then they would take him off within, like, I don't know, like a few minutes. Not a few minutes, like they would take him off early. Because in my opinion, the only way to adjust to a league would be starting, right?
Yeah, you could say.
Right.
It also brings you risks as well.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing. At least, you never know. He might make an impact starting, which as well would give him more game time. And maybe that would open up the game for us to finish teams off in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, look at Sydney. Bobo's starting. He's not even on the bench, even though Bobo's match fit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Whoops, sorry.
All good, all good.
Was that it? Was that it for the teams that we have this week?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Do you have any other team that I don't know about that you go for?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. Now it's on Player of the Week or Highlight of the Week. Both.
Well, is this in the EPO? You want to?
You can pick for any, or you can pick for all if you want. But I haven't seen any highlights for the Champions League. I'll look at them now.
I'd say, to be honest, it's your game. Stecklenburg saving 2 penalties. You don't see that in a keeper nowadays. In the EPO, might I add, sorry.
Yeah.
Two penalties in a game. That's pretty good, even for his age as well. That give him a lot of confidence.
What's your disappointment of the week? I know what mine is.
Disappointment.
Like something that they amped up and it wasn't that great. I already know mine.
I'd probably say Liverpool and Man U.
That's the same as mine. That's the same as mine. It has to be. That was terrible. I didn't even watch the game, but I could tell that it was bad.
You're telling me that there wasn't a great deal of shots. Only one, you could say.
The Coutinho shot.
Moment in the 70th, 80th minute, and De Gea pulled a save.
out of his, you know what? Yeah. Besides that, my play of the week. Wait, player. My player of the week would probably be, in my opinion, Berdan. Oh wait, no, Berdan or Kamal in Melbourne derby. The way that they played for a team that's only been together for what, 4 to 5 months at least. Not even, because Kamal's been there since he left, Adelaide. But
Yeah.
and as well, the A-League doesn't have that big of a preseason. But if we're talking, if we're talking about EPL, probably the same as yours. I'll probably say Stecklenburg. In my opinion, I've told you this before, that in my opinion, he's one of the most underrated goalkeepers. He's up there with Vorm. That he plays good, and then he gets injured. It always happens. I've seen Stecklenburg play since his Ajax days, and that's why I always remember telling you, I go, he's such an underrated goalkeeper.
You can even say as well, freaking Fulham back then, when he was playing for them, they snapped up a good for him.
Exactly. Disappointment. It would either be the Man U game or just City not finishing penalties.
Yeah, true.
Like, you get 2 penalties in a game, not finish one? Are you serious? That's, like you said, it's more probable of it's not even probable of a goalkeeper saving both of them. He saved both of them. It's not like they missed them. It's like what my dad says, that in his opinion, the goalkeeper's got the easier job than the strikers. Than the player kicking it.
Yeah.
Because there's more pressure on a kicker. Because the goalkeeper, alright, can you really blame him for a penalty? Except for if he did it.
Yeah, except if he did it himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that,
Other than that, they it's alright. Like they play actually, it's alright. What am I talking about? Besides that, like, not many goalkeepers do that. But what's your highlight of the week? Like of Australia?
probably has to be the derby as well. KO starting on his debut, Melbourne derby, and scoring a belter. That goal
Man,
was ridiculous.
Melbourne Victory played bloody terrible. I don't think I've ever
And
seen.
at home as well, I've never seen someone play that bad as well.
I've never seen Melbourne Victory play so bad. You know it's bad when Archie Thompson, a club legend, is saying that they played terrible.
Yeah.
And it was like he didn't even want to watch the game. In the second half, they started to grow. But
And that solo run from Rojas as well.
hey, man, many people were saying that he should have got taken off. He proved why he should. In my opinion, I probably wouldn't have started Rojas. I would have probably made him come off the bench, because he just came back from a flight from 2 games, and they weren't like they were far. It's like Wellington, how they played against Perth. Can you imagine half of the players that played for the New Zealand squad? They have to go from America, the USA, my bad, to Perth. Like, talk about the hour difference in that. And not only that, New Zealand is an hour difference to Australia anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So they would have to get used to the US time, and then not only that, get used to the what's it called? To Perth's time. Perth's what, behind us by how long?
I think a couple of hours.
Is it the same as New Zealand?
I'm not entirely sure with the time zones.
We'll talk about that next week. Or I'll look it up whenever the hell I can, and like the next podcast we'll talk about it. Anyway, I forgot to talk about my team, Man City. I completely skipped that. Well, I'll do it in another segment. Like when I come back, I gotta go somewhere soon, and I'll just add that into it. Oh no, I can't do that. But whatever. Nah, it doesn't matter. I'll do it for next week's.
Yeah. Or you can talk about next week's freaking.
Who we playing?
Say, the game that you played against Everton. Then you can talk about that week's game that you played as well.
With Barca. And Barca's
As
game.
well as the EPL. Yeah.
Damn. So, my highlight of the week was obviously what I told you, Kamal. And I hate to say, I didn't watch really much of the Premier League, but the second one is Western Sydney's goal. The
First counter-attack goal.
yeah. The play that we did for that goal is amazing. I have never seen Western Sydney play like that. I have never seen them so fluent. Like, that counter was amazing. A ball from Nico to... Who did Nico pass it to? To Clisby? Oh wait, no. Was it to Clisby or was it to the Junpei?
Oh yeah, Junpei, yeah.
Yeah, and then Junpei turns him and then releases it to Clisby. And then Clisby to Nichols, switches it to the other side of the field to Nichols, and then Nichols to Centerlab. Centerlab didn't... Centerlab I know the main thing that's going to be talked about is, you know,
Card, yeah.
is should he have even been on the pitch to score that goal?
The way he went in for the challenge, I wouldn't hesitate. Even though I'm a Wanderers supporter, I wouldn't hesitate to give him a red card.
That is a red card. That is probably, if that, in my opinion, if that was from behind, he would have got sent off.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off about football. If it's from behind, it's a red. But if it's from the front, do you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember Saba in the derby? When he got sent off? Where he did a stutter on the guy and he was sent off?
I think so, yeah.
It was his debut on the derby and he forgot a straight red. We were at the game, weren't we?
Yeah. I think we were.
Yeah, we were. And he did that. And we were just like, whoa, calm down. Like, that's a terrible tackle.